Love Ki Ghanti 1. You Can't Decide When It Rings. Written by Mr. Deepak Satya. Chapter 42. 1 Wedding and 6 Functions. Ramkali Babi has spoiled her son after earning a few rupees. He is going to change the traditions. When Raju reached his gate, these words of his mother came to his ears. Raju understood that Darshan Bhaiya had already come and gone, and had also committed some new scandal, due to which the elders in the family had gone crazy. Darshan was about to get married, and he explained to his mother in clear words that he was not going to invite any of his relatives. Hearing this, his mother started crying. Then the younger brother explained to the elder brother that the mother also has to fulfill her wishes. She too had dreamed of Darshan's marriage for many years. Brother, you are right, but when my mood gets spoiled after seeing my relatives, the first thought that comes to my mind would be that neither would I marry nor would I have to see their faces. As always, Darshan honestly expressed his feelings to his younger brother. Darshan adored his younger brother Samir a lot. When Darshan was struggling in his life, Samir took over the responsibilities of the house. He was a practical person who remained calm in every situation and looked for a way out, which is called a win-win situation in the business world. Keeping everyone's victory and everyone's happiness in mind, Samir again came up with an idea. A total of 6 functions were to be held at Darshan Sunita's wedding. The first function will be Vidivat Viva, traditional Hindu marriage, which will take place in the presence of important people from both families. Darshan considered the method of Hindu marriage as scientific. He believed that it was possible to invoke such auspicious powers through ancient mantras that could bind the horoscopes of the bride and groom with each other in a bond that would give auspicious benefits. When Darshan expressed his views about the wedding, both the families became relieved, thinking that the groom would not do the court marriage. By saying the next thing, Darshan forced everyone to think what no one had ever thought before. When an auspicious event like marriage is taking place, the first task of the pundit is to remove those evil powers, which try to make the auspicious event inauspicious by putting negativity in it. For which he does religious rituals. The invisible evil powers go away, but those visible evil powers remain present which we have invoked ourselves, that is, those whom we have invited to the wedding. Darshan started the introduction by saying, Darshan said that if the pundit is getting the marriage done with auspicious intentions and a happy, concentrated mind, then the pundit is right. But if pundit's attention is wandering in 10 places, or he is reciting mantras in a hurry, then it is simple that pundit is also a visible evil force, because he has not come there to do any auspicious work, but has come to earn money. The aim of that kind of pundit is not to do sacred work but to earn more and more money by completing the work somehow. Instead of completing the marriage ceremony well, his focus will be on the ways through which he can continue to receive maximum donations from the host. Such a pundit will neither be able to free the wedding venue from invisible evil powers by performing proper religious rituals, nor will he be able to call the auspicious powers which can make permanent arrangements for the long and happy life of the bride and groom. Such a pundit can only knowingly or unknowingly invoke those evil powers that will arrange the painful and short life of the bride and groom. This statement of Darshan was so accurate that both families immediately remembered the pundits whom Darshan had discussed. They also remembered the results of marriages conducted by such pundits. From here, the first decision was taken that a pundit would be found who would not have the faults suggested by Darshan but would have all the virtues. Both the families were just relaxing when Darshan made everyone tense by discussing other visible evil forces. Do you know what thoughts the friends and relatives coming to the wedding have in mind? Did they really want to come to the wedding, or did they come for formality? Their focus is on the sacred and auspicious tasks like marriage. Whether they want to contribute or their focus is on clothes, jewelry, makeup, photos, videos, dance, food, and consumption of intoxication. They are attentively listening to the mantras going on during the rounds, or they are thinking, when will the spells end so they can go and sleep? Darshan said. Hearing this, tension returned to everyone's faces. How could they blame others, when they too had done the same thing in many marriages? Such people knowingly or unknowingly invoke those invisible evil powers in marriage, which bring troubles in the life of the bride and groom, and also reduce the lifespan of the bride and groom. In such a situation, I myself spend money in the name of marriage. I must be taking a curse. I am not that big of an idiot. Now either I will do a court marriage, or I will marry only in the presence of those people who will support my auspicious work intimately. Saying this, Darshan told everyone his thoughts as well as his decision. It took about 3 weeks for Sunita's family to understand that cursing the lives of their children in the name of worldly pursuits was foolishness. In this way, the first function of Darshan Sunita's marriage was fixed, in which only the bride and groom, their parents, siblings, 2 male friends and 2 female friends decided to attend. These were the people about whom the bride and groom were confident that they would support intimately in making the marriage ceremony auspicious. When the actual marriage took place, along with the bride and groom, everyone else also wore such simple clothes which are worn in auspicious pujas. The mandap for the wedding was built in the courtyard of a temple, where there was minimal movement of people. Their intention was not to get married secretly, they wanted to get married in a peaceful environment. The mandap was not decorated. The mandap was constructed in the traditional manner by the assistance of the chief pundit. A square was made on the ground using turmeric and wheat flour. In the 4 corners of the square, apart from the trunks of the banana trees, the branches of some special trees were dug up and buried in the ground. The main pundit who arranged the marriage, provided by friends, was a young pundit who even gave his mobile phone to his assistant. He wanted to get the marriage done with all his conscience. Just after hearing his voice, everyone's mind was filled with respect for that young pundit. The young pundit entered the mandap and lit the yagya fire in the Havana Kunda, and immediately started offering the yagya by reciting those mantras whose purpose was to remove the invisible negative powers from the mandap. After this he arranged 2 seats and called the bride and groom. When the young pundit saw the bride and groom in plain clothes, he was extremely happy. He felt that today he had received the same kind of host as he had good thoughts. The marriage ceremony lasted for about 5 hours, yet to everyone present there felt as if it had taken only half an hour. Darshan's friend saw that the pundit was the happiest. After the marriage, Samir asked each person how they felt. The same answer came out of everyone's mouth. It seemed as if our favorite gods and goddesses had attended the marriage. Our mind was completely calm. Panditji's mantras were clearly heard. It seemed as if we too were reciting all those mantras from our mind. It seemed as if we had purified our body and mind by taking a bath in some divine source. Darshan saw that everyone was thanking him with their eyes. "Brother, call the photographer now, we also need proof of marriage." A friend of Darshan reminded him. After that again Panditji chanted the mantras. Again the main rituals of marriage were repeated. This time the marriage ceremony lasted for half an hour, because photos and videos were made only to show the government and society that Darshan Sunita had got married formally and in the presence of the family members. The second function of Darshan Sunita's wedding was only for their special male friends, special female friends and special acquaintances. Darshan, on his part, had invited Raju and his father to that second function.